messages. Hi, Aries. This is your collective finance reading. Now, as it is a collective reading, not everything will resonate, so please only take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If you don't find any messages in this for yourself, then please check your replacements where you're likely to find a message in there. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, so I'm not going to tell you what you need to go and invest the money into. This is simply a message from Spirit that may help in a particular circumstance that the collective of Aries is facing. But, free will and all, do whatever you want. So, let's get into this. Spirit, can we get some cards, please, for Aries? On what's currently going on in their finance. Sorry. Something pop up on the screen. Want to make sure it wasn't cancelling the recording because I've had that happen before. Right, so. Okay, how you're currently viewing your finances. We have this page of vials. I'm really sorry about colour. It's quite dark. It's probably good over there. But yeah, so page of vials. I do have a light trying to illuminate the cards right underneath the camera, but unfortunately, because of the glow from the background, because I want to see some sunshine, yeah, it's making it a little bit dark, so I do apologise. Right, so the knight here is, oh, sorry, not the knight, the page. It is telling me that you feel like you know a lot about finance. The page itself, when he's in the reverse, doesn't know what he thinks he knows. So it is suggesting that you need to be careful because you don't have all the answers. It does look as though you either know you don't have all the answers or you are very much trying to blag your way through. And yeah, whether that's been a success for you or not, I don't know. I'm assuming probably not. Otherwise, Spirit probably wouldn't want to bring it up. Let's get some clarity on this page of vials. Look, you definitely think you know a lot. This Queen of Cups, we've got to come out to clarify, is suggesting that you feel like you know a lot about a lot of different financial philosophies. When I'm talking philosophies, it's the whole, save a penny and was it look after the pennies and the pounds look after themselves, that kind of philosophy. You may know a lot more. I don't know anything about money philosophies, but it does suggest that you feel like you know a lot about money and you know the best ways to do things. Whether you do or not, I'm not convinced. Because that page of files is definitely in the reverse. So I feel like you might be flagging it and trying to fumble your way through things and potentially just kind of like making out like you know what you're doing, even if you don't know what you're doing. We do have an emperor an empress here, suggesting that that you're looking at how you are going about things. So you are at least trying to make sure you're making plans and that you're ticking things off toward your goals. So, you have your little mini objectives, but you're making sure that you get to where you need to be going by the end of it. I do have a death in reverse. So it does look as though, you know, money could be very tight. It feels like you either are going through a particular phase where money just doesn't seem to be coming in and you're worried that it never is going to come in, but you feel like you know exactly what you need to do to tighten that belt. Or it could very well be that you don't have that issue. So you're not really, how do I put it? In the upright, it's suggesting that, you might be slightly, like it's like business is stopped, kind of you're out of work and it's only short term. In the reverse, it feels like money's slow. You're not necessarily out of work, but you're not in a particularly great paid job. Money is really slow to come in. Um, but you feel like you know how to improve that. Now, in your challenge, I've got an 8 of gems, which is an 8 of pentacles, really. Um, with the deck. So with the 8 of gems here, the challenge is being recognised for your efforts. Okay, so depending on what your efforts are, and I'm assuming it's to do with you feeling like you know everything about money. So this could be, I don't know if it's good or whether it's bad. Whatever it is, the challenge of you being recognised, it's a challenge. That's the whole point of it being a challenge. So whether people are recognising that you might not know as much as you think you are, or they are starting to rely on what you're saying to them. I'm not sure. Let's get some clarity on that 8 of pentacles. I mean, it could very well be that you are very much making your way through life and you know exactly what you're going on about, and you're being recognised for that, and people are very much, how do I put it? You might have some haters because they can see you doing well, especially if you're blagging your way through and you don't actually 100% know what you're doing. Now, I do have an Ace of Swords here in the reverse. That is suggesting to me that you need to be careful of the people around you. Make sure that you are choosing the right people, because obviously having, how do I put it? It feels like people might try to block your success. So depending, it's very much making sure you're choosing the right path and choosing who you ally yourself with, whether that is people at work, whether that's family members, friends. Not everybody's got your best interests at heart. And like I say, it feels like you might have some haters. So you could very well know what you're doing. Like I say, I don't feel you do. I feel like you're blagging it. I'll be completely honest. With cards that have come out, it just feel like you're blagging your way a little bit. And it's being noticed. And people are getting jealous that you might be improving on things. Um, and that you are very much moving forward with stuff. We've also got a King of Swords in the reverse, which is suggesting that you may, you're not being very tactful, or that the challenge is that you're not being tactful, and you might be lowering your standards a little bit here. And now that could be with regards to people that are within your remit. And it feels like they're following whatever it is that you know, because we've got the King of Wands here, who is very much suggesting that your financial wisdom is a lesson to other people, and that you're sharing it. So I feel like you're sharing information, and it's either making people, how do I put it? So it's either creating haters because of jealousy, or because you don't know 100% what's actually going on, and you might just be being really lucky. It's not working for other people. I feel like it's more that they're haters, so you might have a few trolls. Don't know if you can see this deck. There's trolls. There's lots of trolls. Uh, but yeah, it does feel very much more about you having success when people are very much jealous of it, I'll be honest. Now, your advice, I've got this 6 of stones, which is the 6 of swords, in the upright, which is suggesting that you might need to learn a little bit more. So it could be that people are sensing you blagging a little bit, and that could be a little bit of what's tearing you down. So even though you might be being successful with what you're putting out there, It might not be working 100% for some people, or there might be holes in it. This is suggesting that you very much learn a little bit about what it is that you're doing. So, whatever you're investing into, whether that is actual physical, putting your money into things, or whether it's work, it's very much suggesting that you learn a bit more about it, explore what else is out there, and learn about what you are doing, so that you've got a better knowledge and a better understanding of it. And that way, if anybody kind of tries to rip you apart, you can actually explain it instead of just hoping for the best kind of thing, or just saying, well, it works for me. You can explain, well, why did it work for you? You know? And it could be something very simple, but it does suggest that you do need to learn about why certain things are working for you. Let's get clarity. So I've got 10 of Swords. Oh, we've got the Moon. And we have the World. Okay. So your 10 of Swords then. Beautiful little rainbow on this 10 of Swords. Don't obsess over money. So that's one of the things that you need to learn as well. So one of the things that you're going to be looking into is that money doesn't necessarily bring you happiness. You need to make sure that you're not obsessing over creating money. And if you have got haters out there, let's face it, if you're obsessing over money and maybe you're streaming or doing things online to help try and bring money in, don't get too obsessed. If you have got a few trolls that are trying to drag things down a little bit for you, they're always going to be there. Um, very much just focus on the positives here with regards to moving forward, and focusing on what actually makes you happy. If it makes you happy to share your content and share your knowledge, then keep doing it. Don't worry about other people. I've also got that some of your dreams don't take much money. So again, if it's something where you're sharing knowledge, it could be something as simple as maybe you're doing things on YouTube, or maybe you're on Instagram. You've got your different platforms and you might be sharing some information on them. And some people might be spending masses and masses on cameras and microphones and whatever else. And it's just that if you want to do that and that's your dream, it might not actually cost you as much as you think it does, to have that. I'm not saying that that's what you're doing. Obviously, some of you might be with you sharing that knowledge. Um, but it could also just be maybe you've got your dream job, you know, and sharing your knowledge on how you got that dream, because it might not be as hard to get as what some people think. And it could just be jealousy of you actually getting a job in a particular field could have been really hard to get into, or it seems like it's really hard to get into. Maybe you've gone for a job and you don't actually meet all of the criteria on the um like the job adverts. You've got like criterias of what they want you to have, and maybe you're missing a few of the skills and the criteria off there, but you still got the job. And it could very much be that you sharing the knowledge on how you got that, so that people can see actually it's not as hard as they think it is to get things. It, when I say it's not as hard, I mean it could very well be just as hard, but it could be that you might have a lot of charisma that made you stand out. Your willingness to learn could be something that makes you stand out against other people as well. There could be a number of things that make you stand out against other people. It could even be that you were the most qualified person that got the job. But it's very much investigating that, finding out how you got it, so that you can pass that on to whoever these haters are, so that they can then have the opportunity to do it for themselves. And if they fail and fall on the bum, then fair enough. You've done your piece, and I've got the world here. So very much being productive, working hard for what you're earning, working out, working hard to learn how you save and invest. Now, when I say working as well, it doesn't physically mean that you have to be working. It could just be working hard on your finances, working hard to manage those, and working hard to, you know, save, invest, being productive, kind of looking at where you're spending, and being active in dealing with whatever it is that you're dealing with. and being active in learning more about things so that you can stay more relevant and you can stay more up to date. And that will give you the opportunity to continue passing your knowledge on because you'll be able to give them more relevant knowledge. Now, if you do take this advice, we do have the 10 of gems in the reverse. This is suggesting that you might be a little bit frivolous with some money that you may have. You could have a bit of a lump sum coming in towards you. Now, what that is, I don't know. It could be a bonus, it could be an inheritance, it could be a lottery win. And it is suggesting that you're going to be a little bit frivolous with your spending on that. It doesn't suggest that you don't need to be frivolous, because here it's very much talking about you being successful, but people not really liking it. So what is this 10 of gems, Spirit? Maybe you decide to go on a luxury holiday, or it could even be that you're deciding to take a bit of a learning trip, or just investing some time into yourself. That's a lot of cards if you're looking at my spirit. It's a lot of cards. So the Knight of Swords was the first one that popped out. Now he's very much suggesting that you need to make sure, or basically you're going to be deciding on what it is that you want, and you're not being hasty. So this frivolity, whatever it is that you're spending this money on, you're not being hasty about it. You're making sure that you are going towards whatever it is that you want. Now I've got the Tower here as well. Whatever it is that you're going toward, it might not necessarily be a solid investment. So do be careful with them. And I feel that that's why you're taking your time. You don't want to be hasty because it is something that could be a little bit more volatile with money. Now, it could be simply that you're looking to buy something. Maybe you're looking at buying a property, but the property market's a bit unstable. And that could be what the frivolity is. You just decide, stuck it, I'm going to do it after you've sat and you've watched and you've waited, and then it could be something as silly as after you've put, signed the money over, the price then goes down 3 weeks later or something stupid like that. Because let's face it, that is what the world is like at the minute. We do have this high priestess here who is very much suggesting that, yes, you're going to be spending frivolously, but you are going to be doing it wisely. You might even be giving some money away as well. And that's why I feel like it's going to be something where it might be an unintentional loss. You might be giving it away because you've bought it just at the wrong time. I mean, it's not horrific, let's face it. It does suggest that you are very much trying to work out what it is that you want. So you may not have even fully decided whether or not that's what you want. It could be that you've bought something, you've then changed your mind, and you want something different, but you end up losing money selling whatever it is you've just bought. It could be that kind of thing. I've got an 8 of Cups here too, which is saying that you're not interested in saving whatever this lump sum is. You are very much wanting to spend that outright. And it's something to do with your dreams. So whatever it is a dream that you are spending on. You don't feel like you need to scrimp and save because you've already got the money there. So whatever this lump sum is, it's going to afford you to buy something that you really, really want. Something that you've probably been watching for a while. But like I say, it is something where once you've got it, you might change your mind on it slightly. And then you may end up losing a little bit of money, but it doesn't actually feel like it's going to bother you because it's still something that you wanted and it is part of your dreams. So, yeah, what a beautiful outcome there. And I feel like that is coming from the success of whatever they're giving out with guidances and looking into, how you're developing it. Interesting. So how I was saying about choosing your allies wisely. Your Angel of Abundance card that we've got is Detox of Friendships. So that's interesting. Your abundance flow is being affected by people with whom you're spending time. So be discerning about your associations and relationships. Choose to be with people who are inspiring, generous, and supportive. So you could very much have some friends around you that are very much the haters, that are noticing how you are improving on things, how how you get in your finances. Yeah, it is suggesting that you detox, and I'm not suggesting that you cut them out completely, but it could just be that you start spending a little bit less time, or, even if it's something where you say to them, look, if you're not supportive of me, that's your choice, but please don't mock me or, slag me off. So, whatever it is, there's no need to be negative and disrespectful and unsupportive. Your friends should be supportive of you regardless of what it is you do. Well, obviously, if you're doing something that's going to break a law and something that's, how to put it, not moral, then, you can expect them to be unsupportive. But when all you're doing is earning money, when you are trying to improve your life and you're going towards dreams, okay, yes, sometimes earning certain monies could be immoral, or illegal, but I'm not suggesting that. When you're doing things right, you're working for it, you're working hard for it, it's all above board, then they should be thankful for your success. It's same as sometimes you can get people that have promotions at work and they might be really good friends with someone, but the friends are not supportive. The friends are just jealous of their hard work, and it feels to me like that could even be what it is. You might have people that are just jealous of your promotion because they failed to get them themselves. And it could very well be that they then, sit there and say things like, you're not suited for that job. Can't believe you got that over me, that kind of thing. Which at the end of the day, it's very unsupportive. Instead of saying, congratulations, well done, you deserve that, they kind of like rubbing it in, making out like you shouldn't have got it, which at the end of the day is really putting you down. And people like that are just negative. And yeah, you whether you want to have them in your life is completely your choice. Me personally, I wouldn't. Right. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed your reading today, Aries. If you did, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. It will help pass the message on to anyone else that needs to hear it. And if you want to hear more from me and you haven't subscribed already, if you press that subscription button and then press the notification bell, it will let you know when I do post new content. For those of you that have subscribed already, thank you very much for your subscription. It is greatly appreciated. It helps pass the messages on to anybody that needs to hear it, and it helps the channel grow as well. So thank you very much for your support. Thank you very much for joining me today, and good luck.